Yeah, I threw a curveball to all of you guys. Welcome to a Friday afternoon edition of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. If there's anybody out there in the great beyond, in the great ether, otherwise known as YouTube, hopefully there is, and you can spend some time, at least a little bit of time, with the mighty Psycho. We try to do things quite interesting around here, or at least we try. By the way, always powered by coffee each and every time. That is a promise all the time. And I'll show you without trying to pour it on the keyboard. There's my Christmas. It's a Christmas Snoopy mug I got a couple of years back. All right, Marcus, you're first today. It's okay. either works. Everybody, it's no secret. Everybody knows who I am. Wow, 5 people already in here. Awesome. I know. Usually I do them at nights, but to be honest with you, I don't really see having any other time this weekend for doing a show, so that's why we're doing it now. How are you doing, Scott? Good to see you. Good to see you. I have to keep my eyes on some things because the wind has picked up out there. Now we're only supposed to get 20-mile-an-hour winds. All right. Currently it's 12:14 Central Standard Time, and if I remember right, it's going to be approaching in the 60s very soon. Nope, 75 it says. I haven't been outside yet today. I'm not going to lie to you. I ended up calling into work. I took a personal day. I do that a bunch. I'm starting to get really burned out. Yeah, it says 75 degrees. So, wow, we already are in the mid 70s mark. On my way out the door to buy the new Steven Wilson album. Oh, okay. Let me know down the line how it went. Seriously. In a little bit, we will explain the title for today, A Good Feeling to Know for the Union Man and Rubicon. Yes. I like doing these titles because obviously it gives clues to what we're going to talk about in the particular episode. But not only that, it's just kind of fun for me to link a couple things, makes the title look a little more interesting instead of, oh, it's record finds, or hey, it's this. Well, surprise, when you see something that says A Good Feeling to Know for the Union Man at Rubicon, what the fuck is this about? And sometimes people will click. They have. Groovy Lisa, always good to see you. That's right, it is still morning for you, isn't it? But not by mine. Oh, no, wait a minute. You're what? 9:15? 10:15? Paul Simon's Soundbook, outstanding album. Know what you're talking about. Never came across a copy. Never mind that boring new Steven Wilson album. Hawkwind just released a new song for their upcoming album. It's so good. And Zeb, I normally would play something like that here, but with my damn luck, I'll get dinged. That's right. Here at the VC, Island of VC Misfit Toys. I like the ship though. See, that kind of reminds me of the VC Love Boat. If you guys ever saw me butcher that song on a Valentine's Day episode years ago. I like some of the stuff that Lemmy's on for the Hawkwind. If Hawkwind didn't fire him, we wouldn't have Motorhead. So you got to give him some points. How you doing, Brandon, over in Aussie? Yes, indeed. How's it going down there? Hopefully good. I did have Hall of the Mountain Grill and, oh God, what looks like a painting of Stacia on the cover. Stacia was so hot. Yes, she was. 4:18 in the morning here in Aussie, and yet you get to spend some of your time. I hope you're having some of this at least at 4:18 in the morning. Let me ask you something, Brandon, since you are there in the land down under. Is Australia capable in the soil for making coffee? I really don't know, because I'd like to know, what is their local coffees in Australia, because if there is, I almost would love to get a bag just to try it. In even if it's whole bean, because I have a grinder. If you like the new Steven Wilson Space album, Hawkwind is a must hear. The song is called The Co-Pilot. Well, let me put that down for my homework, because I still have homework from the other day. There we go. So, Hawkwind Co-Pilot. Zeb. I try to write down who tells me these things, and Brandon, I still need to listen to Sad Cafe. You asked me to do that, and I just didn't get around to it. I've been I did go to see the one-on-one trailer. I think that's going to be real good for John Lennon fans. Space Ritual. That's it. Space Ritual. Thank you. I'm working only on my second cup right now. Okay. Space Ritual. Love me some early to mid 70s Hawkwind. That is for sure. 26 degrees Celsius. Okay. I never was really good at this. So to flip it back into, you know what? Screw it. I'll find out myself. So you're 26 degrees Celsius. $78, almost 79 degrees Fahrenheit. That's, you're getting there. You're borderline on the hot boxes, that's for sure. Here in my area, I can take 78 all day long. 70 to 80 would be my perfect weather, honestly. Unless it's the fall, then sure, I put it in the 50s. But I don't want it going any chillier than that. Hawkwind, Hawklords, love them both. That's right. It's split off groups, isn't it, Chris? If Lemmy didn't have his vices, he still might be in Hawkwind. This is absolutely true. Doug, I just stepped out of the shower. I'm completely TMI. I know. I just thought it's amazing how much you miss your little finger. Yeah, he cut his hand really bad. Hopefully it's healing well. Hey, Hoobs. I think it's a hoot that Hawkwind was so druggy. And I know, right? Because it's not like they're the only damn drug band that ever kicked out anybody for excessive drugs. I mean, didn't they kick out Brian Jones from the Stones for that? Other than he was being a dick? At least I thought I remember that. I got on my phone, got an alert you were on, so I thought I'd tune in. Thank you very much. Now remember, Doug, it's ONN, on brand microphone, okay? And you can't see, obviously, or maybe you could. Hang on, and the camera. Oops, that's not right. Never mind. I was trying to be cute. It's not going to show me. Okay, and the camera is very small. You just connect it to a USB port in the back of your laptop or computer, whatever you've got. The microphone is USB. The headphone, I'm going to unplug this for 2 seconds, is this kind of a jack. Okay, so that's what we've got going. He wanted specs because he wants to come on the show too. I want him to come on the show. If you people would be fascinated, I said you people, because he's got 10 more years collecting experience on me. I've been collecting for 45 years, and he's done it about 55, if not more. Could be almost 60. But the point is he is like he's my mentor in a way. He's taught me a few things on music. Talking about centimeters, how much you can take. Yowzers. Yowzers. You are god awful, but it's hilarious. I don't swing like that. Swing like a pendulum do. Yeah, Paul. Okay, good. It's mainly grown in the subtropics. Like, ooh, I wonder. I almost would like some of that, just out of curiosity. Julian, how you doing? Good to see you here from Germany. Yes, indeed. Ivan, good to see you here too. I'm telling you. Have a good day, everybody. Hope the wind doesn't get too crazy for you, Psycho. Well, if it stays the way it is now, it shouldn't be a problem. But the reason why I'm telling you about the wind is because if it gets ridiculous, we could get knocked off on the channel here. But I hope not. I hope not. It's nice and sunny, but that doesn't have anything to do with it. It likes to wind a lot. Because of how isolated we are, the chance of any disease in the coffee plantation is virtually zero. That's a good thing about Australia. We're so isolated and escape some things other countries get. Now, is New Zealand the same way? Is New Zealand, you think, take the same attitude? Very good question on the eye. I know it probably doesn't really look much better for you, but I can actually see the top third of my eye. So we are starting to get there. I still have another 4 weeks. I had a dear friend of mine text me yesterday wondering if I really had eye surgery, or was I in my GoFundMe was begging for money, just have money. I go, oh no, ma'am, I had an eye surgery, and what those couple donors gave me helped to pay some of the small bills that, because this ain't cheap. An eye surgery is $6,000, at least where I'm at. Okay, 2,100 to get in there. And would you believe it costs more to rent the damn operating room than it was to do the damn surgery? So it leans close to $6,000. I don't know about my insurance. We'll see. They better take some of that damn bill off. Yeah, definitely. I've come across a couple. In fact, I may know somebody that still has some. I can't help myself. It's the English humor. Yes, indeed. What did I learn in that John and Paul book today? That I guess in England they don't they okay. So in America we call it schedules, but in England is it schedules? I don't know. I could have sworn I read that in that book. I'm like, interesting how things can be different yet the same. You should watch the In-Betweeners American Center. Love In-Betweeners American Center. What is that? I don't know what that is. You can always wear an eye patch and sing about Sylvia's mother. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Another dollar for the next 3 minutes, please. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Trust me. Yes, I am. Whether it's a good movie or a shit show, I hope it's not a shit show. But I don't. It's not going to be as great as the first one. Let's face it. But if it's above average, I'll be happy. September 12th. Hey, 2 weeks before my birthday. I'm not too sure about New Zealand. All of us Aussies, you'd pronounce it Aussie. Oh, you'd pronounce it Aussie. So all us Aussies. No, the Kiwis, New Zealanders, kicked our ass at rugby union. Yipes. The Kiwi. See, now I'm thinking about Dan Aykroyd with that bag on SNL going, here, Kiwi. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, let's see. All right. We'll explain in a little bit. The title, "A Good Feeling to Know" for the Union Man in the Rubicon. I do want to thank the handful of new subs that I happen to have today. In the words of Shania Twain, come on over, but don't ring the doorbell if you're going to show up while I'm on. Okay? And then you can actually make an appearance. How about that? I think people would like to see you. So can you do that? You want to come over here and we'll show a potentially new panelist for the Psychoplatter show? And I don't know, bring a record or two. We'll have to be relatively quiet, but we'll do the best we can. Thank you very much. Buy another record. You should. We're going to finish the dollar record finds today as part of the hint. What do New Zealand's call women in Australia? They are Sheilas. Okay, I've heard that from Australia. I don't know. But I also heard that in Australia, there's a lot of young ladies or maybe older ladies named Shandy, thanks to the Kiss hit of 1980 for Aussie. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to probably be on for between an hour and a half, and I've only been on 15 minutes. So that's a really old school term. Hello, you Sheila. want some shrimp on the bob? I'm horrible. I can't do an Australian accent. I do like what's his name though, Crocodile Dundee. You call that a knife? No rules, just right. I'm so fucking ridiculous. But yeah, so thanks to the new subscribers for the Psychoplatter Network, we gained a couple since the last broadcast, but they haven't come down the pipe yet as to who they are. But needless to say, I appreciate you guys liking, and give the thumbs up button if you care to, subscribe if you haven't, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies about Psychos Platters, because this channel I think is going to start growing some more. I hope, and if like my friend Brandon. If you're so inclined, please donate. The money goes to Records and Coffee, cheap records and coffee. You will not see me buying URHQs or MoFis or any bullshit like that. I don't need that. And besides, you should see what you should see the bargains. Hey, Cap, how you doing? What Sheila's would do. What Sheila's what do Australians call women now then? I have 2 copies of London Calling by The Clash. Oops. Time to go back to the store and get something to replace one of them. Makes sense. Do you have like Combat Rock? Don't get Cut the Crap. Don't get that. But you got Combat Rock or Sandinista? I'll get that instead. Or maybe some Big Audio Dynamite or something. I don't know. It's great hearing Americans do our accents. Either sounds both posh British or South African. See, now the thing is this. Years and years ago, I just was listening to a lot of things, and I'd go off and I'd just pick up little bits and pieces, you see what I'm saying, as I'm watching the birds walking by, because they're so cute. Especially when they're wearing the micro mini dresses. Yes. I know that was shitty, wasn't it? But that's what I do. You wanker, as they all like to say. You wanker. Fish and chips. Hey Eddie, how you doing? Combat Rice. See, yeah, exactly. I hate to say this, I'm looking for a copy of Cut the Crap, either on vinyl or I'll accept CD, but I need to find that album because it is going to be a future episode of Jukebox from Hell. Speaking of Jukebox from Hell, I posted last night, I dropped it. And if you haven't seen it, perfectly fine. But if you got time, go see it. It's under 10 minutes. It's on the Who's Endless Wire album from 2006. The next one that we are going to do, give me a second here, is going to be from 1995, Black Sabbath's Forbidden. Yes, here's your front. Here's your back. I know I showed you guys this, but we'll show it again. That this is the 2024 remaster. You got your lyric sleeve to boot too. The sticker says, the 1995 LP newly remixed by Tony Iommi on limited edition clear vinyl includes lyric sheet. It features the illusion of power, guilty as hell, and get a grip. But for this particular thing, it is completely clear. That is what it is. And that'll be nice. I don't expect colored vinyl when I get stuff like this. To me, it's just an added bonus. But I will be reviewing this for next Jukebox from Hell because I am a Sabbath fan, and And I never had a copy of this anyway, vinyl or CD. Oh man. All right. Let's let's show something here. Hoops Grove, it depends where you go in Australia as the accent and slang changes. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? All right. We're going to pull a Beans moment. Yes, I actually did go off and pull up a video. It'll be about 10 minutes. We'll let it run. Give me a second. Oh, by the way, if you're into folk music, there's a channel out there called Clark Santee, that's Santee Video Productions. And they just dropped 3 days ago. Like it's a new and improved video, 2.5 hour video of the Philadelphia Folk Festival from 1970. So if you are into folk music, I will say the channel again, Clark Santee, Santee Video Productions. In fact, let me share the link for 2 seconds, and then you guys watch it. You can watch it at your leisure if you like folk music. Now, I do. I have to be in the mood, though, to like folk music. No. Come on, behave yourself. He's cut and paste or something else. Why are you not letting me cut or paste? Oh, boy. Let me try this again. This is what happens when you have an idiot that doesn't quite know everything. Okay, there we go. And by the way, the lineup of that folk festival, if you dare care: John Hartford, John Denver, Oscar Brand, Dave Van Ronk, Fairport Convention, which was brought up, David Bromberg, Tom Paxton, Doc Watson, and Mississippi Fred McDowell and Steve Goodman. So, and there's a lot of others. It's actually a very nice video, by the way. I'm sorry, gang. Hang on. I'm trying to get this all linked up here for you guys. Okay, here we go. Here's the one I was looking for. Okay, so basically, gang. Hey, James, I'm trying to figure out what that emoji is, though. I've seen that before. I know I have. It's the sounds of silence. Oh, I found a pretty awesome song by ELP Black Moon. Black Moon is really good. I haven't heard that since that came out in the 90s. 90s, yeah. All right. So we're going to present for about 10 minutes. This is an old video from about close to 3 years ago called Sunday Shenanigans on Psycho's Platters. And who you'll be seeing it for the moment on the screen for the next few seconds is my laundry room door, Groovy Lisa, and Tim Allen.
months before Mason was born. So it's kind of funny.
Hey,
When
Richard.
Mason was not even in the womb of his mom, I was collecting CDs.
In
And
the
Mason
womb.
acts like CDs are, the
Okay, there
greatest
you
thing
go.
since sliced bread. And I was like, Mason, I've been collecting CDs for 27 years, Mason, or 29 years. I know. But, I got to think about that Justice one. Maybe I'll get on CD because the vinyl is going to cost me like 40 something.
I have it on CD.
Yeah,
The
if like
vinyl,
something
never-
is too expensive on vinyl, I just buy it on CD. That's what most
Here
people
comes
do.
another one.
Oh,
Hi, kids.
Blue Beans.
Hello.
Hey,
Ta-da!
Paul. Not to jump on Tim's thing here, but remember a few weeks ago when I told you about the Monkeys DVD season 2?
That's right, sir.
Yeah, I just found it in my closet like 2 days ago, so that'll be coming soon. So
That's a good one
That's
to have.
awesome.
you're gonna have a Monkeys Christmas in June.
Speaking of that,
Unfortunately, that's a look at their twists in the mouth. I never did
look,
get
it's
it.
a cool thing
I
to
think
have.
it's just
Seriously,
God.
you two.
But that's
I know
okay.
you said you don't want anything, but if
I have the
you
Blu-ray
guys
box
do,
set now
drop it in the
anyway.
email. I have no problem doing that. Look at you, Lisa, with the box. I'd
No,
love to
no.
get that Blu-ray box. It's
No.
ridiculously priced.
Back
Hey,
3
my
years
grandma,
ago, it was
my grandma got me
between
that
$200
before
and
she passed
$300.
away. She said you could have one item, I'll buy for you. So I asked her for that. So I keep that.
Oh,
I bought it last year.
It's something I have with my grandma.
$159 and tax.
I never thought I'd get that Blu-ray set 'cause it was so expensive, and then went to see Mickey and Mike
Yep.
back in April of 2019.
Ah,
And like a couple weeks before the show, they had it on their website on sale for like $300. So I'm
Yeah.
like, this is the last time I'm probably ever gonna see it for like.
ouch.
it's pretty cool. They have like some special like vinyl that came out from some of their DVDs I have in my collection.
There's certain things that I wish they would, or just reduce the price.
Oh yeah, forgive me on my
The monkey set is
old
one of
internet.
them. I mean, like I said, 300
I
is
hated
just
that old
too
internet.
damn much for here. I only really want to see the special disc, the collector's disc, and they only showed one clip on YouTube, and it's Davey singing "Someday Man" on some very the music scene or whatever, and that's the only, and that was because of Rhino, and I'm glad they did it. But I'm like, what's the rest? I want to see the rest. And the other thing, this has nothing to do with monkeys, but bear with me.
Me too.
The Gene Simmons vault. Okay, because I'm a Kiss fan, but I ain't paying $2,000 for a damn vault. And now it's been a few years.
Amazon's got it for
Obviously, they
$2,500.
canceled all appearances because of the spurt going. Can you just go off Rhino and put the damn 11 CDs and mark it for about $100, please, for the rest of us? I just want to hear all that. I don't need the rest.
But unfortunately,
I feel you. The
10
Ozzy
CDs
Osbourne box set was
got reduced down
$500,
to $80,
and I love Ozzy
and it's
Osbourne,
sold out.
but I'm not going to
I
spend
can't get the damn
$500 for his
thing.
vinyl collection.
I
But just put it
want
on
it.
CD.
I paid the $80. Put it back on.
Get rid of the oversized vault and the Gene Simmons like action figure.
Mhm.
And, like, just throw the damn CDs out,
Which you
I
can
know
get
they can
back
do that.
in
You know,
coin
they can totally do
Rhino's
CDs.
records.
CDs are cheaper, and I don't mind buying CDs.
And
there's a cool channel.
It's not like Gene is hurting
I think
for
I
money.
should know this, but I'm not.
It's not like he's hurting for money.
almost
reviewed.
That's the answer, Hoob.
Yeah, otherwise known as Dr. Fuck. And he reviewed the first couple of those CDs from Gene, and then for some reason, I don't know if it's because Gene's lawyer sent him a cease and desist?
We're talking about
Because he
the
did
Almost
admit this.
Human
He
channel.
said he
What
got a
they
letter.
after
Like after the first 1 or 2 disc review,
Yeah,
he's like, he got a
never
letter
went
from
any farther
Gene's
than
lawyer.
that.
And I'm going,
And this
God,
was fucking
Gene,
disc.
you know what? He's just trying to promote the damn thing. Leave
Right.
him alone. You want to sell this shit, you got to let us review the shit.
I still
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. That's why I do the damn reviews. And I'm not doing many of them anymore. But if I'm going to review it, I'm going to tell you it is. And you might
I
push
get you.
some units.
Oh.
Units.
And I
Trust
think
me,
I
I've
do.
done some pretty crazy reviews of things in the past because they're not as they claim to be when you buy them. Friday Music comes to mind.
Yeah, and if Gene would just
Yeah.
put out just the CDs, imagine that he'd mark it down to
Yeah.
only like
It's just
$999, and you could buy it.
I
Come
just
on,
showed
Gene
10-minute
Simmons.
segments of
A
them.
CD box set should be about like $90 or $80 for like a 6-disc CD. They should not make it so expensive.
Yes and no. I mean, there's
Well,
a
but
lot.
I understand.
There's
I
so
understand.
much shit into creating a product.
Of course there is.
You know?
I saw a video about how they create vinyl records on YouTube, and it's very fascinating. They get these pellets that are black. They put them into a machine,
Which we've shown
and then
that
they
video
press the
previously.
records. It's very interesting.
And for 78.
I was watching it because I was,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, that's part of it, but I'm talking about like the licensing, the publishing,
Well, yeah,
the
of course.
man, yeah.
Well, that's
You know,
Of course.
there's a
you can't have
lot.
cheap
Of
music.
course,
You
as
gotta
a
do
Taylor Swift
thrift shop.
fan, I don't know if you guys know Taylor Swift, but she's doing her whole entire
Your favorite
discography
$1 or $2
over
coupon
again because she had to
store,
fight
if you have any.
with her licensing company for the rights to her music. And yeah, I understand. I don't know. Well,
Really? She's
Yeah.
she's only been around what, about a decade? And she's already
No,
trying
what
to fight to
happened
get her
was
publishing?
this guy bought her music, right? And he wouldn't give her back her music. So she had to fight in court for it. And she finally got the rights back to her music. So now she's going to redo all of her albums again. And I only like her pop albums.
Yeah,
I don't like
the label she was on for her first 6 albums. I
Big
guess
Machine.
the guy that owned the label sold the label
Yeah, he sold it to
along
this
with all the
guy.
rights, and he had the publishing and everything.
Yeah.
And she tried to get it out of him, but she couldn't.
Yeah,
So now
he
she just
sold it to
re-recorded all
Justin
That's what
Bieber's
she said.
her
manager.
first 6 albums.
Yeah, but you know what? I understand what you're saying, Paul, about the albums. And
Very much.
it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of going through different people to get your music out there. And Gene Simmons is not going to charge $80 for his CD sets. No, it's probably going to be $100 and something because he's Gene Simmons and he needs the money.
Yeah, I forgot this.
No, Joe. Tim
on
came on Richard's live stream a few nights ago.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
He's getting out there, baby.
You
Yeah,
haven't been around, man.
No, and you haven't made it until you did Rachel's live streams. You got to go on Rachel's now.
This was 3 years ago. Remember?
Yeah, I went on Rachel's once, too. I had a reason, just like I had a reason.
We all
for
went
this
on
one.
Rachel's once too.
No, I went
Look
on
what
her stream
happened.
the other day because she mentioned me. So I was like, oh, I got to go and defend myself.
Oh, how are you?
Yeah, a box set should not cost more than $50.
Like I said,
Hey, Joe.
I know it doesn't have to be.
It depends on the artist on vinyl kits.
There's no more than 30.
Some of them are very money hungry and they need the money,
That's a
so
good point there.
they will charge you $100 for a box set. And Gene Simmons, I don't think is hurting for money. Look at
No,
the
Gene doesn't need to make another
He's charging
dime.
I saw
$12,000
his
for
reality
you to be a
show.
roadie
When I was
on
in
his
high school,
tour.
he had a reality
Isn't that
show
obnoxious?
Yeah.
with his
It's very
kids.
more obnoxious than
And I was
me.
like,
family jewels.
Last I checked, Gene Simmons was a 70-year-old man with a net worth of like $375 million.
that reminds me of the time when I used to watch the Ozzy Osbourne reality show, and he threw a chicken over the fence at his neighbors because they were arguing with him.
I remember that. Sharon, all this dog poop
all the
in
time.
the carpet.
No, Gene
I got
Simmons
rid of those
is
dogs in
pretty
2
well
seconds.
off. He's pretty well off. I'm not a big Kiss fan. So you won't
Gene and
find
Paul show it made.
Richards met Paul Stanley. He met him at a convention. He said he was rude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
feel bad
Richard.
about
I can
him
see
too.
that.
Well, he's probably pissed that he can't sing anymore.
I know Peter Chris
Well, that's
was
what Richard
being
said.
slightly rude when I met him back about 20 years ago.
I was like, Richard, you might be right about one thing. Oh, let's see what Richard said to me. Oh, Richard wants me to
The only
look.
person I met from Kiss was actually I met two people. Met Peter Chris. He was just dismissive. That was in the farewell tour. Ha ha ha. The farewell tour. And I showed up there a couple hours early just to try to get some shit signed.
Mhm.
And it was me and my kid. We were the only ones there, and he still wouldn't even come see us. And as I
That was
yelled, I
bullshit.
spent my lunch money on you guys in '76, you bastard.
That's what
That
I
was
yelled
what I said. And then
after when he went to close the door.
but I was kidding, sort of. And then I met Eric Singer. Eric Singer was nice.
He was
He was drumming for Alice Cooper on a tour in the mid 2000s.
Anyways, that's true though. Peter Chris was being a dick back then, but I heard like what was it? A couple weeks later, he pushed over the drum set in the Carolinas, and that was the end of it for a little while for him. But I did get to meet some of the members of Skid Row and Tommy Aldridge from, at that time, drumming for Ted Nugent. And they were very nice people. I could say that. I hope you liked the little bean bits. I know the old clips. Some people go, well, why do you show the old clips? Well, I only show the old clips if it's either going to be have Kevin or Shannon in them, okay? And because I miss them both. And if I can, it's very rare to have Kevin and Shannon in both of them. All right, let's go into the title. Well, thank you. Seriously, like I said, I know sometimes the clips drag a little, but 10 minutes I think is good enough for showing things. Let's go into today's title. Would you care for that? Yes, I know you're probably like, took you long enough, psycho. But so a good feeling to know for the Union Man in the Rubicon. Now, I split the record fines in half, the dollar record fines. So this is the remainder of those. Of the 4 Kiss solo albums that were released, Ace's album to me was tops out of those 4. Okay. I understand why Kiss did it, but that was that in the Phantom of the Park movies. That was the double nails in the coffin right there for Kiss. 78. In other words, probably, from the first album all the way to, what was it? Love Gun? Love Gun. That's when you really get your Kiss, the ones that, because after that it starts getting fragmented. You're Alive 2. Ace is only on Rocket Ride, I'm told, on the last side. And Bob Kulick, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, does the rest. I have his autograph too. I technically call him an auxiliary member of Kiss, okay, along with, oh my God, Anton Fig, all right? Those two are auxiliary members in my book, even though, yes, Anton performed on 2 albums. Eventually, I'd love to meet Anton. Maybe I will. And of course, he ended up going to Ace's band too, So, we start out on an album from October 1972. Maybe you could figure this out already. Yeah, it's Poco. I showed Crazy Eyes last episode. Well, this time it's Poco's A Good Feeling to Know. Here's the front. Here's the back. Now, this is a gatefold, which I do like this gatefold picture. That is a nice picture, right? Well, let's see. And then, oh, I didn't know there was something in here. Hang on a minute. Oh, nice. They actually made okay. I didn't know this. Here, I'll show you. This is in here. And like I said, from 1972. How did I not see this in here? This is neat. and then your lyrics, and then, like I said, your back. And it shows Epic Records, which, if I remember correctly, of course, being that it's 72, that's what I thought. Because Crazy Eyes, it's the Epic, it's the Target Epic. This is your old school yellow, and this is in beautiful shape, nice and minty. And the thing is that this is going to end up, I hate to say this, down the line at Jukebox from Hell. And I know you're sitting here going, well, why? Because remember I said that a criteria for Jukebox from Hell is either the critics hated it, the fans hated it, or it charted low or it didn't chart at all. This album here charted at 69 in the Billboard 200. All right. Now, I'm trying to read my own writing here. Truthfully, I've only heard the title track. I do love the title track. Richie Fury would get disappointed after this did not do well. And after the Crazy Eyes album that I showed you guys in the last show in 73, he would leave to go form the Southern Fury Hillman band for 2 albums. So a good feeling to know. Poco, that's right. I love me some Poco. It's too big. You know, I only ended up having, I used to yippee yap on Facebook Messenger occasionally, not often, but with Rusty Young and Paul Cotton from Poco. A brief chitty chat, you know. I was supposed to meet Rusty actually at one point or another for an interview. And unfortunately, he passed away. I seem to have really lousy luck when it comes to trying to get people for interviews. They either disappear off the grid or they die before I can get to them. Same thing with Bruce Crump from Molly Hatchet many, many years ago. All right, this next album here from 1975. This is The Pride of Fayetteville, Arkansas. I can't believe that I actually found in the shrink. But you know, it's Kate Brothers. Yes, I have a copy of this signed by the Kate Brothers. But here's your front and here's your back, still in the shrink, and it says Music Den, $5.99. That's how much it cost back then. And then you'd be looking at Asylum Records. Okay, now they got their start in the late 1960s, but the first album that the Kate Brothers came up with, sorry for the glare, the Kate Brothers came up with was on Metro Media Records. If you remember that label, they cut 2 albums for Metro Media, and they were known as the Kate Gang. I found one of those 2 once, but they wanted so much money, it was ridiculous. And I'm just like, I'll find it someday down the line, cheap enough to get. But so Steve Cropper from Booker T and the MGs, Blues Brothers Band, he produces this little baby. This album actually made it to number 96 in Australia. There you go, Brandon. This made it to 96. There was some Aussie fans that liked the Kate Brothers back in the mid-70s. Now, I have played the single Union Man before, but they dinged me for it. So I'm not playing that one. But let's see. So Steve Cropper, like I said, produced. He plays guitar on 4 tracks. You also get Levon Helm, all right, friend of the Kate Brothers. He drums on a track. Klaus Voormann, yeah, that Klaus Voormann, the one that hung with the Beatles. And Manfred Mann, he's on 2 tracks. Nigel Olsson, drummer of Elton John, he's on a track. And then lastly, David Foster. Yeah, you know that David Foster. But in the mid-70s, he was playing keyboards and piano on a lot of different people's albums. So they are all on this release. So if you can find a copy of this, or there might be an anthology for Kate Brothers. Check it out. But Union Man was the single. Just check it out on YouTube and say Psycho Splatter sent you. He'll love you for it. Now, so we've explained Good Feeling to Know for the Union Man. in Rubicon. Before I get to that, yes, Dirty Living off of Dynasty. Wasn't that that was the only song that had Peter, right? Yeah. So in essence, that's your last with the four members in the 70s. That was the last thing they did together was Dirty Living. Is it better than Greg Allman and Woman? Yes. Another Frisbee for Fido. You know, that's funny. And Greg Allman and Woman may also end up in Shootbox from Hell. I'll be taking a musical grenade for you people. I know you didn't ask me to, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. This next one has such a strange yet interesting hybrid of musicians. This is not the first time I've come across a copy of this. It's my second. I can't remember what happened to the first copy. But from 1978 on 20th Century Records, Rubicon, that's right. Here's your front, and here's your back. All right. I kind of like the cover. But let me show you. So you got 20th Century, and that's what the label looked like by then. All right. But very, very cool, I think. So let me tell you who's in this band. Because like I said, it's a strange amalgamation of players. But I went and heard their single, which I'm going to play that in a minute. I should be able to get away with that one. But so who's in this little baby? How about Jerry Martini? Yeah, original member of Sly and the Family Stone. You also got some members from Cold Blood. And you have, now this is 1978, I told you, Brad Gillis and Jack Blades, a future Night Ranger. That's right. And you get Johnny Cola, who would end up in Huey Lewis and the News after Rubicon broke up in late 79, early 80. All right. So they ended up having a hit. It was the only hit. They had 2 albums. This one being the first. Once again, Canada helped out. I'm Going to Take Care of Everything made it to number 31 on the Canadian RPM charts. They did make that second album I mentioned in 1979. And for the second album tour, the drummer left, and Kelly Keagy would show up to drum the second Rubicon tour. And then Rubicon broke up. And then what do you get? Brad Gillis, Jack Blades, Kelly Keagy, and they formed the band Ranger, aka Night Ranger. Now, let me pull this up because I don't think I'll get dinged for this one. And if I do, I can clean it up. Doesn't matter. But just to give you an idea of the musicianship and what you'd be looking at. Like I said, it's called what? It's called If I'm Going to Take Care of Everything. All right. You know what's funny? I really like the bass in this. And of course, knowing that it's, yes, that's right. I'm going to take care of everything. Well, I'm going to play you a little bit of it right now, actually. But this was the single, okay? This was the only thing that they would be maybe known for in minor chart success in the United States. I mean, listen to that bass.
In the world so all alone, you get to feeling that you're on your take my mind. I'm gonna take care of everything. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take care
Yep.
of everything. I'm gonna take care of you. So you know the feeling that my thundering soul has for you. I'll be revealing all the love in my heart that's for you.
That's right.
When we're walking in our home, then you realize you're not alone.
Anyways, you get the gist, don't you? But I mean, just I love the bass work on that thing. But I just kind of like the way it goes. You know, yes, it's slow dancing under the disco, glittering disco ball, as Scott would say here. All right, so that's Rubicon. We got one last one though, which I couldn't fit into the title. Yeah, couldn't fit. That's what she said. All right, and he said, "How about Mark Allman's 73 on Columbia?" This was the first time I've ever gotten a Mark Allman album. For $1, I wasn't going to pass it up, but this happens to be the last album from Mark Allman. The basic thing that they're known for, "What Am I Living For," was the song that got the most airplay in the US back in 73. They broke up literally right after this release. So this thing was a gatefold. Hang on a minute. I think my buddy's here. Hi, come on in. I'm on him.
Yeah, I was going to message you.
That's fine. You know what? This is almost perfect timing. Hang on. I just got done with show and telling. You can take the chair. Here, take this chair, but then you're going to take the chair here in a minute. Come and pull up a minute.
The chair?
So, yeah, sure. Yeah, just. Anyways, you didn't expect this, but so Mark Allman, 73. That would break. Unfortunately, they break up the band shortly thereafter. Now we've got this guy here. You guys have never seen him before. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Doug Fields, host of the Vinyl Grotto. Remember, we've talked about that he lives here in town. He's got so much. He brought a case of 45s, and I want him to show them to you right now. Psycho's going to get coffee. We're going to switch the chairs, and I want you to introduce yourself. Everything's good. This is your mic. That's your camera. See, and it connects into a thing. He wants to know for equipment so that he can get himself on the show too. And then, as you can see, this all comes together. So you're going to put this on. He knows about this. He used to be a DJ. So go sit in the chair. That's your back, and there is your. The black piece is the back piece for your back if it's screwed up. Yep. So he's going to show you some nice 45s, some nice juicy 45s to show you.
Well, hello, world. Who do we have on today?
We got lots of fun people all over the place.
Well, okay.
US, Canada, Australia, Germany right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's what I love about YouTube.
Okay. This group of 45s is just something first, I had an accident at work the other day. Okay. I like to give my boss the finger, so to speak. So anyway, I didn't go through and pick out anything specific. I just grabbed a box and came on. Okay. First of all, from 1976, who remembers Dave Douglas jeans on. I don't know if this is a correct sleeve or not, but oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I already had a copy of this, but it's on styrene, polystyrene. This one is vinyl. Vinyl, much, much better.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, he's like me. I want OG or nothing if I can
Yes.
get away with it.
Absolutely. A little deal I picked up the other day, the Vibes. This features Leon Russell using his real name, Russell Bridges.
That is a cool 45.
It has Ronnie Franklin doing the vocals. You know him as David Gates. That's right. And it also features J.J. Cale on guitar. 1959, I think, on that. Here's what I picked up yesterday. I knew nothing about it, so I got on YouTube, see if I could find it and listen to it. Neil Dover, Mr. Bus Driver, and it's a promo copy. And this one, I already had a copy of it on styrene, near matte on styrene. This one is like VG, a VG Plus, but it's vinyl. Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders, The Game of Love. Okay. This is just a life-affirming record. Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. See if you can get, there we go. This record, unfortunately, the president of ABC Records at the time hated this song. He hated it. Absolutely, absolute hate. And he put zero promotion behind it, nothing at all. So it's rather difficult to find.
Sad.
I mean, it did great in Europe, but nothing here, but very little here. And I had the album. First copy, the only copy I've ever even seen and held in my hands. So, like I said, it's a great record. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. But
how many years have you been collecting? Tell the audience.
How many years?
Yeah, how many years have you been collecting records?
Oh,
more than me. I know that.
Well, let's see. I grew up with records.
Yeah.
I actually grew up with records.
I think a lot of us did.
I was fascinated by them. I mean, my folks had a little vacuum tube player, and the way these things were made, you could actually smell the heat emanating from the tubes. And I was, let's see, probably about 8 or 9 years old, and I would play these records, and I was just blown away by them. I loved them. Oh, the 5 Keys, Don't That Prove I Love You, on Capitol. They were originally with the Aladdin label, and their sound was raw and gritty. It was great. And then they moved to Capitol, and it was more polished, which is still good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both the raw and gritty and the polished are excellent pieces. So the 5 Keys, one of my favorite groups. Oh, and the sleeve still has the little piece here attached to it. You don't find those with them not attached very often. Monster Shindig, Danny Hutton.
Oh, I would love to find that.
Now, of course, you know Danny Hutton from Three Dog Night.
Hanna-Barbera had some strange acts on their label.
Yeah, they did. Unfortunately, someone had written their name on the label, and there's no way I can remove that. So
We go back in time and kick their ass.
Anyway, anyway. Oh, there you go. Do we have any Steely Dan fans out there?
Oh, you don't have what I think you got.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking for that. Show them.
Steely Dan's first record, Dallas. Yep.
We've played that on the show about maybe 4 or 6 weeks ago because I loved it. It's only on, other than that single, I didn't know this, that it was on a late 70s Japanese Steely Dan exclusive comp.
Really?
That's it. But never, like you said, never been put out in the US on an LP that I know of, to my knowledge.
No. Well, this was supposed to have gone on their first album, Can't Get a Thrill. But Becker and Fagan were Steely Dan were perfectionists. And it just didn't, they hated the song.
Sad.
They hated it.
Sad.
And that's why it was never released. And that's why it is so difficult to find anymore.
Did very few stock copies even, but
Oh yeah.
I think both those songs were dang good. It just wasn't what Steely
What
Dan
they
fans
wanted.
would have been accustomed to. That's
Yeah.
all.
What do we have here? Oh, like Aretha Franklin, Say a Little Prayer. Say a little prayer for you. Flip side, The House That Jack Built. And, yep, it's styrene. Polystyrene. Yeah. But, you know, what do you do? The Yardbirds, Just Boogie. I love that song. It's an instrumental. It's all instrumental, but it kicks. It really does.
I was gonna say, isn't that the B-side to Over Under? Is that the B-side to Over Under?
I
think.
Yes.
Yes.
Over, under,
such a
sideways,
Yardbird
down. I like Just Boogie. You can probably find that on YouTube or someplace.
Mm-hmm.
So check it out. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. I Put a Spell on You.
Oh, I didn't know we did a version of that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to tell me Fire. You threw me for a loop on that.
Actually, I had the album, the Track album.
Yes.
Track is a subsidiary of Atlantic, and I had the album. It's a good album. It's a good album.
You're
Man.
talking about the first one, right?
Huh?
You're talking about the first one?
Yeah.
This is the gentleman here. I brought you up before. This is the gentleman that kindly gave me the U.S. press. But his track press is really awesome. Seriously.
And he signed it. Yeah. Paul and I went to a concert. He was there, and he signed the album for me, for us.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have in this box? Like I said, I don't know.
We never know.
Joe Sherman and the Arena Brass. Feeling Good.
Could you tell this man used to be a disc jockey in radio? Seriously. You can just tell, can't you, right now?
Sonny Ozuna and the Sunglows, Talk to Me. This one's got, someone wrote on it. I got a better copy. I've got, actually, I think 3 better copies. But that's good too. Do you remember who sang this before him? Little Willie John, I think, on the King label.
What's the song?
Talk to Me.
It
Talk
sounds
to
familiar.
me.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think so. If we're wrong, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, it's on the King label, and I had that one. But I like this version better. I also have the album for this. Very Strong, Money. That's on the Anna label. And that's what got Motown started. Berry Gordy and Motown. Anna was his sister, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he named the label after his sister.
Wyoming Dave says Doug's correct. Little Willie John.
Oh, thank you.
Dave's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Hill's an East Coaster. And then we have, oh good. Dan Peck's here too. There's a whole, like I say, we have a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
But when this is why we show records though, guys, because you can. And this guy here, oh my God, what a record collection this gentleman's got. Oh, this is tip of iceberg stuff, is what you're saying. Tip of iceberg.
Nobody like Jeff Beck.
That's
There you
true.
go.
It is true.
This one is interesting. This is, and I love the song, The Tempos, See You in September.
Oh, is that the original label then?
Yes, it is.
Dang, never seen that.
And it's on the Climax label. And I just don't know if there's something sexual going on here or what. Because no, seriously. Here, I'll show you. Look at the A in Climax. I mean the I. Well, let me see if I can get it here. Okay, you see the little circle above the I? I've wondered about that. I really don't know. And they named the label Climax. It's not a bootleg or anything like this.
That's what she said.
It is legit. But yeah, see you in September. The Tempos on Climax. Wow.
Oh boy.
Get in trouble over that one.
Mm-hmm.
The Willows, Church Bells May Ring on Melba. Let's see. Like I said, I don't know what's in this box. I just grabbed the box and came on over here. Oh, I love this one. Skip Batten
Ooh.
and
Okay.
group, the dating game theme. It's instrumental, but it kicks arse. It's a good tune. I love it.
Of course, people Skip Batten from Skip and Flip and future Bird member.
Mm-hmm. Now, when I first picked this up, I played it over and over and over. It's that good. Hold on here. The Tarantulas with Tarantula. I should take it out of the plastic, I guess.
That's all good.
Another good tune. Instrumental, by the way. Oh.
Wyoming Dave, you better be writing all these down. You're going to probably want to listen to all of it. And everybody else too.
The Zombies. Time of the Season.
Look at that. A promo?
Promo copy.
Oh, jeez. Wow, look at that. The things this man has found over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know all the stories.
I found this one down around Texarkana. Jimmy Holiday, Shield All Around on KT Records. It's a good thing you could read the comments because I can't.
Well, some.
Yeah.
Because my glasses are still. He's saying have that 45. I don't know which one he's still. Oh, I have that. See you in September on Climax.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I do not have that Willows song. What the hell happened to Psychoplatter? Nothing. We just decided I thought I'd bring you a new guy here because you'll be seeing him shortly down the road here. His name is Doug Fields, and he's host of the Vinyl Grotto radio show, and otherwise also known as the Vinyl Grotto. You've seen his avatar before. He took it from Don Fagen's The Nightfly, which is like one of the best avatars for radio people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that I just thought I'd bring him on so he could show you some 45s and then why don't you show him a couple more, Doug, and then I'm going to wrap this up for the day.
Excuse me.
Ooh, Cobra.
Otis Rush on Cobra. It
Man,
takes
oh,
time.
man. Jeez. You never see that. You never see this stuff.
Oh,
ever.
it said, checking on my baby. What's this?
Wait a minute. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, it's not what you think.
You know, but he excited me, kids, because of the record label, because I have the Jennings brothers on that same label. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
The original Red Tops. Hello, is that you? That's a cool label too, Sky Records.
Yep. Like I said, out of Chi-Town, but sometimes those titles sound like blues, but it ends up being rockabilly. So it's a bonus surprise.
The Ravens, That'll Be the Day on Argo, on the Ship label. I like this label better than I do the one that was just like this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you betcha.
Character. Let's see. Memphis Slim and his House Rockers on United, Blue, and Lonesome. Let's see, I have a United somewhere that's on red vinyl.
Ooh. Ooh.
Roy Orbison, Ooby Dooby,
Nice.
in plastic, and you get all that reflection and everything where you can't see.
I still have yet to find an Ooby Dooby. I was happy to find that Rock House. Remember, I showed it to you last time. I'm like, that took me years to even find it. Roy on Sun. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, I need to find that by the Ting Kings.
What label was that? Was that D?
No,
Jewel.
Jewel.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right.
See, I told you we're nerds. We know. We pick up on these things. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we're total nerds on this stuff. We just are.
How about three more, my friend?
Okay. Jimmy Nickel and the Shub Dubs, Night Train. Jimmy Nickel was...
Wait a minute. That Jimmy Nickel?
Yes.
I didn't know he did records, kids. We're talking Jimmy Nickel as in the substitute Beatle drummer in 64. I didn't know he cut a 45.
Yeah.
Jeez. Take that, Beatle fans. Let's see if you got this. I highly doubt it. Unless you're from the UK or I don't know what. But yeah. Show that to him again. That Jimmy Nickel.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait a minute.
There used to be a guy on here. I think he had a troll channel. It was called Jimmy Nickel Loves a Pickle. Made me laugh every time I saw it because it was a picture of Jimmy Nickel. See, look at that, kids. See what you can find with perseverance and hard crate digging skills. Oh my God.
The Orioles, Chapel in the Moonlight. Oh. Come See Bella, the Romans. Now, if you know anything about the Romans, the lead singer on this is Frankie Valli. That's right. Owned the Four Seasons.
Oh, George, music for all four seasons might be drooling on that. Why don't you show that for a little? Show it again, because if he's got this, good for him. But if not, guess who does? He's the biggest Frankie Valli Four Seasons fan I know, at least on YouTube.
We're getting a lot of glare off of this. Sorry about that.
I guess I could have toned down the light, but like I said,
flip side.
Wow.
Anyway,
wow.
It's a great song. I love it, and it says nothing about Frankie Valli on here, not even in the credits.
That's funny.
But it's a killer record. Is that good? You want to
one more?
One more?
Yeah, one more.
Let's see what we have here.
Because we can always do this again.
Yeah.
I don't mind you doing this again.
There's one other one here I was going to show you, but that's okay. The Strawberry Alarm Clock Pretty Song from Psych Out. That's a good tune, by the way. And the flip side, Sit with the Guru.
Yes,
That's
I've heard that one.
That's also another good piece.
Yes, yes,
Dude,
yes.
a matter of fact, a lot of good songs off that album.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, if you can find them, guys, get all the Strawberry Alarm. Do you
Yeah.
remember the one time, or did you end up getting them? Somebody dumped all 4 Strawberry Alarm clocks, but they wanted $10 a piece,
yeah.
and I didn't have the money at the time, or I would have bought them all because the conditions were decent enough.
I went over there and they were gone.
Ah, shit.
Someone
see somebody, and we have competition in Northwest Arkansas.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of it.
A lot.
So put in the comment, do you like this dude? Would you like to say, well, seriously, he wants to do a channel. He wants to do his channel and be up on here on panels sometimes showing things, because we try to do that too. Let me back on for a minute or two. Have you had lunch yet?
No.
Good. We're gonna go get this.
Okay.
Let me have
Okay.
a little.
Okay. Let me read some of your comments here.
Okay, please do.
Let's see. The Tempos version. Okay. Yeah, I also have that by The Happenings. They did a 1966 version, I think it was, on the BT Puppy label. So I have both versions. The Happenings version is a little more up tempo, but they're both good. They're both good.
I'm doing this. See?
What happened to Psycho?
Oh,
He's right here.
Ta-da.
Ta-da! Yeah. Okay.
See,
I'll play these on my YouTube program. Writing them down. Cool. Tell us why progressive rock is the best, please. Well, I'm not the person to ask that because I'm not a progressive rock fan. My cousin is. He loves progressive rock. I'm more into psych and R&B, the old stuff. Anyway,
I put this in there
Oh,
like
yeah, so we
that
can
for
continue.
the next.
okay.
Thank this gentleman here, please. And like I said, I want, when I get the headphones, we're gonna talk about something else that's connected with him. He doesn't even know I'm bringing this up, so
Oh, here we go.
it's not a bad surprise. Trust me. Here, I'll give you your records. We'll wrap this up here very shortly. But so, what'd you think, huh? I told you. Look at this. Look at this. All fun. All fun. See, you guys didn't even expect a record show, did you? But you know what? And listen, Scotty. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. I hope this is what we're talking about, though. All right, this was what I was bringing up. Yeah, you do. All right, but this guy here, he's awesome. But let me ask you something. Oh, man. Yeah, well, yeah, 4:00 in the morning in Australia. Geez. And he's watching us at like on 4:31 in the morning.
Ooh.
Probably, or
Oh.
no, he'd probably be 5:31 almost now, right? Because I've been on for an hour. Sorry, that was me knocking into everything. How would you feel down the line if it can happen? And I'm not promising, and neither is he. We did these. This is the gentleman that we ended up doing and cutting several demos for radio shows. If we were to ever do a radio show that actually made it on the air, would you people listen to it? Especially if you can go online and listen to it, an hour maybe. It'd be an hour a week, maybe, if we ever get somewhere. Maybe 2. But I mean, I think that'd be pretty dang fun, to be honest with you. And of course, we under the demos, it's the Vinyl Grotto radio show featuring Doug Fields, Paul Pease. That's how the demos have been anyway. I thought we did some good material, for God's sakes. But some of these, you know, eventually we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't know. I'd love to be able to see it go to the next level, I think. I had some other stuff, but we're going to hold off on that till the next episode. I did get to show the dollar finds, and he showed some awesome 45 finds. Yes, definitely 100%. But as far as the progressive rock thing, I don't, Zeb, I don't know. There's yeah, well, I'm still here. I'm still old. I'm growing older every day. Abe Brown was a house painter in Austin, Texas for many years. You must have shown something with Abe Brown. I wonder if the keyboardist from Atomic Rooster is on that. That'd be Vincent Crane, if I remember correctly, right? I think. I don't know. That was from the first album, right? Put a Spell on You?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Over, Under, Sideways, Down, top 20 hit. You're right. I love that damn song. I like all the Yardbirds singles pretty much. I'm still looking for like the 68 stuff they put out. Not that easy to find. My earliest Steely Dan memories is that the local Salvation Army always had a bunch of their records. And one of the things, I don't have too much Steely, but one thing I'm going to try to look for is even though I don't have the system to play for it, Can't Buy a Thrill in Quad. I think they did one for that, and Katie Lied
I think
or Pretzel Logic. It was one or the other.
I think I have that quad.
Yeah. So they're in Quad. I would love to hear the mixes on those. But I do love me some 70s Dan. The 90s Dan. Oh, I'm sorry. Arthur Brown. Okay, I get it. A Brown House Banner. Fire. Do. I had this album, Dance in the 70s. I've seen that album cover, actually. I know what you're talking about. It's like a ballroom dancing type cover. But ladies and gentlemen, would you like to tell me in the comments now or later, would you like Doug to end up being on Psychoplatter guest, with his own studio? He's got his own studio and stuff. And all he needs to do is go get the camera and the mic, and he knows how to do this stuff. He's a technical wizard. Me, not so much. If you're into psychedelic rock, definitely check out the XTC offshoot band called the Dukes of Stratosphere. And I've heard some things a little bit from Dukes of Stratosphere, and you're right. They are a good band. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know when we're going to go off and do our next Psychoplatter show. Like I said, the weekend probably looks pretty busy. If anything, Sunday or Monday. I don't know. Maybe we'll hold off till Tuesday. I'm not sure. But I just want everybody, always powered by coffee each and every time. That's the magic rule. Appreciate Mr. Fields here, Vinyl Grotto, for coming out here for a nice brief visit. We're going to go have some lunch is what the heck we're going to happen. And I know Doug probably cringes every time he sees this. Have a good one. Psychos Platters is a Love Peace production.